Good morning. Good morning, boys and girls. So for our mathematics class today, we're going to be comparing and ordering fractions. All right, so to compare fractions, you can draw a picture or use the butterfly method. Let me repeat. To compare fractions, you can draw a picture or use the butterfly method. All right, so here we are going to draw a picture. And we're going to use greater than, less than, or equal to. So we can use greater than, less than, or equal to when we compare. All right, here we have 3/4, and this is what 3/4 looks like. The whole is 4 parts, and the amount that we're considering is 3 parts. So that is 3/4, 3/4. Now here we have the fraction 5/6. That is a 5/6. So here is what it looks like when we draw a picture. The whole is 6 parts, and we are considering 5 parts out of the 6. All right, so that is 5/6. Now, is 3/4 greater than, less than, or equal to 5/6? All right, so 3/4 is less than 5/6. As you can see, the whole is 6 parts in 5/6, and we considered 5 parts out of the 6. So 5/6 is bigger or greater than 3/4. And you can also look at your numerator as well. You can look at 3 and look at 5. Now, is 3 less than 5 or greater than 5? No, 3 is less than 5. And if you look at the denominator, you will also see that 6 is greater than 4. So 3/4 is less than 5/6. All right, so here we have the fractions 3/5 and 2/3. Now we are going to use the butterfly method to work this out. We are going to use greater than, less than, or equal to. Now think about it. We can multiply 3 by 3, which will give us 9. And then we can multiply 5 by 2, which will give us 10. So look at it. Is 9 less than 10? Is 9 greater than 10? Is 9 equal to 10? All right, so if you said 9 is less than 10, you are correct. So that means that 3/5 is less than 2/3. All right, so look carefully. 3/5 is less than 2/3. As you can see, my alligator is eating the greater number, which is 2/3. All right, here we have 3/10 and 1/4. We are going to still use the butterfly method to solve this. All right, so we are going to cross multiply again. So we are going to multiply 3 by 4. Now 3 fours equals 12. And then now we are going to multiply 10 by 1. No, 10 multiplied by 1 is still 10, correct? Because any number multiplied by 1 remains itself. All right, now let's compare the two numbers. Is 12 less than, greater than, or equal to 10? Now, if you said 12 is greater than 10, then you are correct. So 3/10 is greater than a quarter. All right, and as you can see again, my alligator is eating the greater number or the bigger number, which is 12, or as we said, 3/10. All right, so to order fractions, you can draw a picture or use the least common denominator or the LCD. So to order fractions, you can draw a picture or use the least common denominator. All right, so draw a picture. So we are going to order from the least to the greatest. Here we have 3/4, and this is what 3/4 looks like. It is 3 parts out of 4 pieces, right? It's 3 parts out of 4 equal pieces, or out of 4 quarters. Now here we have a half, 1/2. Now this is what a half looks like. It is 1 portion out of 2 equal pieces. And here we have 5/6, right? So this is what 5/6 look like. It is 5 parts out of 6 equal pieces. All right, so order fractions from the least to the greatest. So here we have a half, which is the smallest. Then we have 3/4. And then we have 5/6 being the greatest, right? So a half is less than 3/4, and 3/4 is less than 5/6. All right? So this is what it looks like when we order it from the least to the greatest. And you can also visit the previous slide and look at the pictures that we drew before, demonstrating each fraction. All right, so one way to compare or order fractions is to express them with the same denominator. And remember, your denominator is the number at the bottom. That is the number under the fraction bar. All right, so any common denominator could be used, but the least common denominator, or LCD, makes the computation easier. So remember, any common denominator could be used, but the least common denominator, known as the LCD, makes the computation much easier. All right, so the least common denominator is the least common multiple of the denominators. LCD equals LCM. All right, so use LCD. List the fractions in order from greatest to least. So what we're gonna be doing now is we are going to list our fractions in order from the greatest to the least. So here we have the fractions 1/6, 7/12, 5/9, and 2/3. Which of these is the greatest and which is the least? All right, so we are going to be using the LCD, the lowest common denominator. So step one, we are going to find the lowest common multiple of the denominators. All right, so let's look at 1/6. So we are going to find the multiples of 6, 12, 9, and 3. So we are going to be listing the multiples of 6, 12, 9, and 3. All right, now we're going to find the LCD. Now here are the multiples of 6. We have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and it goes on. Now here are the multiples of 12. We have 12, 24, 36, 48, and it goes on. Now the multiples of 9, they are 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45, and it continues. But it's not necessary to list all of them because what we're looking for is the least common denominator here. All right, and here we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. Those are the multiples of 3. All right, and it goes on 27, 30, 33, 36. Now looking at all these multiples, the number that is common to all, the least that is 36. There, 36, 36 again, 36, and 36. So 36 is the least common denominator. So the LCD equals 36. Now step 2, we're going to write equivalent fractions or make equivalent fractions. So let's start with 1/6. 1/6 equals to 1 multiplied by 6, that will give us 6. Now remember, anything I multiply my numerator by, I must also multiply the denominator by the same number. So I am going to multiply 6 by 6. Now 6 multiplied by 6 will give us 36. So 6 over 36 is equivalent to 1/6. Now here I have 7/12. Now I am going to make an equivalent fraction to 7/12. So here I'm going to multiply 7 by 3. So 3 7s, 21. And remember again, anything I multiply my numerator by, I must also multiply my denominator by the same number. So I'm going to multiply 12 by 3. Now 12 multiplied by 3 gives us 36. All right. Now we're going to make an equivalent fraction of the 5/9. All right, so 5 multiplied by 4 gives us 20. And I'm going to multiply 9 by 4 also because, again, the rule, anything you multiply your numerator by, you must also multiply your denominator by the same number. So 9 multiplied by 4 equals 36. So 20 over 36 is equivalent to 5 over 9. Now here we have 2/3. All right, so we're going to make an equivalent fraction to 2/3. So we're going to multiply by 12. So 2 12s, 24. I must also multiply my 3 by 12. So 3 multiplied by 12 gives us 36. So 2/3 is equivalent to 24 over 36. All right, so remember, we're going to order from the greatest to the least. So step 3, you are going to compare the numerators. And remember, your numerators, those are your top numbers, right? The numbers on top, they are called numerators. So for 1/6, it's equal to 6 over 36, right? 2/3 equal to 24 over 36. Now, 5/9 equal to 20 over 36. And 7/12 is equal to 21 over 36. Now remember, we are comparing the top numbers, which are called numerators. So as you can see, I highlighted or color-coded my numerators, right? So we're going to compare them to find which is the greatest and which is the least. Now look at 6. Is 6 greater than 21? No. Is 21 greater than 24? No. Is 24 greater than 20? Yes. But as seen, 24 would be the greatest number there. Then 21, then 20, and then 6. So which would be the greatest fraction here? Good, the one with 2/3, right? So 2/3. Then, yes, the one with 21. So that would be 7/12. All right. And after that one, we look at 20 over 36, which is equivalent to the 5/9. And the smallest would be 1/6, which is equivalent to 6 over 36. All right. So in order from greatest to the least, your answer should look like this: 2/3, then 7/12, then 5/9, and then 1/6 being the least, that is the smallest fraction. So 2/3, then 7/12, 5/9, and then 1/6. All right, so you can use any of these methods to complete activity in your Google Classroom, or you can just follow the slide. I have attached your activity below. All right, so that's it for today, class.